Hi, kindergarten. We're going to do a math lesson, and because I did go to school today, I brought something home. So we're going to do some number bonds, and I moved to the cookie sheet because I have magnets that are a little bit smaller, and they're yellow and red like the counters you guys have. So I thought this might work better. So remember, we're trying to make 5. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 5 red. It doesn't really matter the color. In fact, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to write the number 5 in there, and then we'll use the counters for the other circles there. Okay, so I'm going to write the number 5. Now I'm writing on the back of the cookie sheet. I think that's going to wipe off. I hope so. Otherwise, I might not be able to use it for cookies anymore, right? All right, so we're going to see all the different ways to make 5. So let's start with this. What if we put 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move these down there. Sorry, I keep changing my mind, but I think today I want to start with the small number on the top. So we could put all 5 here. So how many do we have on the top? 0. How many do we have on the bottom? 5, right? So we've got 0 here and 5 here. Now the color doesn't even matter if we do it this way. So I could move 1 up here. I could move 1 here. So we're not going to pay attention to the red and yellow right now. I'm just going to show you. Now we've got 1 on the top plus how many on the bottom? We moved them around, so now there's 4 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does it still equal 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 on the bottom and 1 on the top equals 5. That's why we kept the 5 here. I could move another 1. Here, let's flip them over just because that way we can do it both ways. Now how many do we have on the top? 2 yellow on the top. How many red on the bottom? 1, 2, 3. Does it still equal 5? Yes, it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can move another 1 up here. Now how many do we have on the top? 3 yellow. How many on the bottom? 2 red. Does it still equal 5? Yes, it does. Okay, let's move another 1 up here on the top. How many on the top now? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many on the bottom? Just 1. Does it still equal 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it does. Or we could move them all up and turn them over. Now how many do we have on the top? 5 yellow. How many reds on the bottom? 0. Do we still have 5? Yes, I did not add any. I really didn't take any away. I just moved them around. This is called a number bond. So if I take these out, the number bond that you're going to see on the paper actually has the numbers on there. So we can just choose the one we want. Now, did you guys notice something? Look, we start out with the small numbers. We've talked about this before. If you notice any kind of a pattern, think about it right now. You guys see a pattern with those numbers? Okay, look at them like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's happening to those numbers? We started with nothing, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just get bigger, right? But look at them this way. This time we're going to start with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. So they go from smallest to biggest this way. And this way they go from biggest to smallest. So for a number bond, how about we pick up this one right here? Let's say, remember when we had 2 on the top and 3 on the bottom? 2 reds and 3 yellows? Okay, so on the paper, this would be one of the number bonds you could write. Now, if you want to, oh yes, I'm so happy that erases, you could just flip those around and say 3 on the top or 2 on the bottom. It's just the opposite, okay? Or you could choose another one. Hey, I think this worked really good. I'm just gonna wipe that off when we're all done. And now we're gonna do the pages. Now, I think we can go a little faster today on these pages because you're getting good at these now, aren't you? All right, and remember I said we save the hardest pages for the last day. And then when we're done with 5, we're gonna review a little bit. Most of you have gotten your new materials, your Go Math. And so next week, I think we're gonna do some stuff in the Go Math packets, and then we'll go on with 6 through 10. Okay, so we have already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. So we are on the fish page. Okay, you guys are getting good at this, so I'm just gonna go really quick. The first thing you do is, well, you can write your name. The first thing we do is always the same. Pick out a pencil and write your name. Then you're going to trace the 5s. Okay, so a hat, a back, and curve around. The number 5 is what you found. You do the top and then the back, and then you curve around. If you want to trace the back first and curve around and then put the top on, it's okay. Okay, now down here it says to trace the 5 with rainbow colors. I'm just going to let you choose 3 instead of all 6. I've got a blue here, I've got an orange, and how about a purple? Whatever colors you want, I'm going to trace the 5, the hat, the back, and curve around. It's not a very big 5, so you don't really need to do it with 6 colors. Okay, now please listen. Oh, I forgot something really important. I traced, but I forgot to make them. Okay, now they put the dot at the top. Okay, now I've always made it with the hat first, with the top, but last year I worked with Mrs. Nicholson and she had the kids do the back first, and you know what, it's up to you. So let me show you. If I do the back first and then curve around, see, I do the straight line and then the tummy, but then I have to go back and put that on. So that's one way to do it. Or you could start on the dot and put the straight line first, the back, and they both come out the same way. They're both really good. Now here's what I don't want you to do, okay? I have lots of kids that do this. They get the straight top and the straight back, and then let me show you. So if you look at this 5, what is wrong with that 5? See, I started out great. I put the hat and the back, and then I came up way too high. So if you make one like this, and it doesn't look like these, and it doesn't look like your samples that you trace, then you need to erase. So that's why, boys and girls, it's really important for you to use pencil. I keep making comments on the seesaw, but I don't know if you guys are looking at them. If you're using crayon, when you're writing numbers and handwriting pages, I'm always writing, please use pencil, okay? And I've said it many, many times. When you're doing numbers and letters, please use pencil. So if you do make if you make it backwards, or it's not good, or you make it too high or too low or too fat or too skinny, you can erase it and fix it, okay? Okay, now here's the fun part. Get your counters. You're gonna need 5. You can put them in a cup. Oh wow, who was it? Elijah had a perfect cup the other day. He looked just like this. So I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't have a cup, you can just shake them in your hand. Watch. Shake, shake, shake like you would a dice. Shake, 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 shake. Shake your counters. There we go. Now I'm going to lay them out on the table. I'm going to move this a little bit closer and tilt it down so you can see what I'm doing. I don't care if you put your red first or your yellow first. It does not matter. But look, we filled up the whole top row. Okay, because there's 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom. We finally made it to 5. But now I'm going to scooch them out of the way. So please don't use, blue and green or red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, I want you to use red and yellow on these next 2 pages. And I think I've said it 5 times now. Every time we've done a page, I've told you guys that. So I am getting more and more kids who are following directions, but I still have a few who are just using any old color. The reason I want to is because then you can show me that you shook your counters. If you're coloring pink and purple, then I'm going to think, oh, I guess they didn't even use their counters, right? They just colored, but they didn't follow directions. Maybe they didn't watch the video. All right, so I'll put them back in there, and then I'm going to draw my 5 fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to start out with circles, and then I'll add the tail and the eye. Now, just to save time, I'm not going to color those yet. I'll have these guys facing this direction, okay? It's a family of fish. A mommy, a daddy, a brother, a sister, and a baby, okay? And I'll color those later. And then we're done. Now we're going to the hardest page, okay? I never used to do these because I thought they looked like first grade papers. But then I worked with Mrs. Nicholson last year, and she did them, and I really kind of liked them, okay? They're hard at first, but once you get the hang of it, you're going, oh, I know what a number bond is. I know what the number line is, right? And it's good to expose you guys to this because the next year in first grade, you're going to tell your teacher, we know what number bonds are, and your teachers are going to go, oh, you do? Wow. They'll be very happy that we taught the number bonds. Okay, name at the top, Mrs. J. I'm going to try to kind of go fast, okay? I'm going to trace the 5s that are there, a hat, a back, and curve around. The hat goes on the top, the back goes to the middle, and then the curve part goes from the middle to the bottom. That's the tricky part, getting it to sit on the lines. Oh, I got to show you something. Okay, what's wrong with this 5? that looks like an S. If you make one like that, you've got a nice eraser on your pencil. If you don't, we might have to, hopefully Mom and Dad have a better eraser somewhere, because sometimes these erasers don't last long. So if you make one that looks like an S, I really need you to fix it. Tell me what's wrong with that 5 I just made, this one right here. Do you like it? Oh, it's backwards. If you make one like that, you want to fix it. And parents, if your kids are just, if the fine motor skills still aren't quite there, go ahead and use a highlighter, but I would like you to maybe highlight 2 or 3, but then let them make one all by themselves. Okay, we're gonna skip this part because we can't do this until we do the number line. Now, you know what? When we started out, we only had to write 1 number here, okay? And then 2, and then 3, and then 4. But now we have to go all the way up to the middle, halfway up. So we don't forget to start with 0. If you start with 1, you're not gonna have enough, you're gonna have an extra spot there. So start with 0, 1, I'm gonna show you in a minute, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can't make your numbers very big. If you make your numbers huge, then they're not going to fit on the number line. So start down at the bottom. This is like climbing the stairs. The bottom step is 0, and then you climb up 1 stair, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't forget to circle your 5. Now once you circle your 5, you can do this. Pick a number that's bigger than 5. Even though we haven't practiced writing those, I bet you can write one of those. Just choose one. You could put 10. You could put 8. I'm going to put 6. And I'm going to put a 6 because 6 is greater or bigger than 5. Now pick a number that's smaller than 5. So any of these, any of the numbers underneath. Today I think I'm going to put 2. Okay, now the box is to draw 5 things. I don't care what you draw on there, okay? You don't have to use your counters for that part. Yeah, I'm going to draw 5 hearts. If you want to draw 5 stars, you can. If you want to just do 5 circles, you can. Okay, now this part, I want you to do this again. Shake, 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 because you might come up with something different. And the difference, oh, wow. Can you see that? They all came out red. Now, the difference between this 10 frame and this 10 frame is this one is horizontal, and this one is vertical. It's up and down. Oops, I turned the wrong way. Okay, and it's good for you guys to see it both ways. Next time we do a number talk, I'm going to show the 10 frame up like that, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's this way, sideways, or like this. This way you're kind of making towers. This way you're just filling up the top row, okay? So I'm going to start on the left, and I start from the bottom. They all came out red. So that would be 5 red plus 0 yellow. They don't quite fit on there, but that's all right. I'm going to move them away, and I'm coloring them all red. And the last thing we do is our number bond, okay? And I'm gonna hold it up here. Alrighty, and hopefully you guys are gonna remember some of these. Okay, I'm gonna hold it up. And this is for my number bond. I'm gonna do exactly the one that came here. I'm gonna put the 5 in the circle, and then the 3 on the top, and the 2 on the bottom, and then I'm gonna write that. It would be this one. Well, I'll start with this one. 3 on the top, plus 2 on the bottom equals 5. Or I could flip it around. I could put the 2 on the top and the 3 on the bottom equals 5. Now, if you want to choose a different one, you don't have to do it exactly like mine, okay? As long as you understand. Okay, what I could have also done, because they came out this way, I could have went 5 red plus 0 yellow. I have all 5 red, there's no yellow, equals 5. And then you're gonna color the girl, and then you can color how many ladybugs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're done with that whole packet. Now since we did so much, we worked really hard on 5 this week. Since we did so much work on this 5 and we're done, we're gonna take a break tomorrow and we're gonna do something fun, okay? We'll do a little math, I guess I can call it a game. We'll call it an activity. We'll do something fun for Friday. All right, bye-bye.